Every 4 years, the Defense Department conducts a Quadrennial Defense Review, or QDR. The practice started in 1997. The goal is to determine what types of capabilities will be required to maintain U.S. national security now and in the coming years. Defense leaders are already preparing the 2010 QDR, and Petty Officer Christina Moore explains what's up for review.
The Quadrennial Defense Review, or QDR, is a look at both the present and the future of the Defense Department. This from Amanda Dory, Deputy Secretary of Defense for Strategy. Secretary Dory says this review is a chance for senior leaders to pause and look at everything from current strategies to future challenges.
The entire department's senior leadership takes this opportunity and takes it very seriously to really question our assumptions and question the path that we're on, and to have a dialogue about our priorities and how we see the future and how we see the present.
Secretary Dory also says the QDR, due to be released early next year, is a way to prioritize and decide how to do the best with the resources we have available. From the Pentagon, I'm Petty Officer Christina Moore.
Military veterans will soon be getting stimulus checks in the mail. The Department of Veterans Affairs has requested the Treasury Department to make $250 payments to eligible veterans as part of President Obama's recovery plan. The first payments were sent out Monday. All payments will be distributed by June 30th. To find out if you are eligible, go to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs website at va.gov. Well, a bit of history was made Thursday as a new man took charge of U.S. Southern Command. Air Force General Douglas Fraser relieved Admiral James Stavridis of his duties during a formal change of command ceremony in Miami, Florida. General Fraser becomes the first Air Force officer to lead Southern Command. Defense Secretary Robert Gates says General Fraser is the right man for the job.
General Fraser's long and distinguished career has seen staff and command assignments at every level of the Air Force and joint community, culminating with his tenure as deputy at Pacific Command. Over the course of his life and career, General Fraser has shown himself able to adapt easily to vastly different environments.
General Fraser was just promoted to 4-star general. As for Admiral Stavridis, he will become the commander of U.S. European Command and Supreme Allied Commander of Europe for NATO. Lieutenant General David Rodriguez arrived in Afghanistan Wednesday to assume his post as Deputy Commander of U.S. Forces. Officials say General Rodriguez will eventually lead NATO's International Security Assistance Force and oversee day-to-day military operations. This is his second tour of duty in Afghanistan. From February 2007 to April 2008, he served as Commanding General of the 82nd Airborne Division, working out of Bagram Airfield. Most recently, he served as the senior military assistant to Secretary of Defense Robert Gates. A small number of U.S. troops are expected to remain in some Iraqi cities and towns following the June 30th pullout deadline. Pentagon Press Secretary Geoff Morrell told reporters Wednesday the Iraqi government will make the call as to where those troops will be.
They're going to be where the Iraqi security forces, where the Ministry of Defense determines they can provide an advisory and assistance role to help the Iraqi security forces, who are now going to be responsible exclusively for security in those cities, to make sure they have the capacity to undertake that.
The bulk of American combat forces will redeploy to areas outside the cities in layers of defense and continue to conduct operations with Iraqi security forces. Mr. Morrell said the Pentagon expects increased violence in the next several days as U.S. troops pull out of the Iraqi cities. Well, Commander-in-Chief Barack Obama continues his national call to serve Thursday. President Obama and First Lady Michelle joined hundreds of volunteers at Fort McNair in Washington, D.C. They loaded up 15,000 backpacks with things like books, Frisbees, and healthy snacks, all for the children of service members. It's part of the United We Serve initiative launched Monday.
Despite all the things that government may want to do, there's still a lot of holes and a lot of gaps that need to be filled in terms of giving the support to our military families that's necessary, and that's where you come in. So we're very proud of them, but we're very proud of you. And we always want to remember that serving our country is not just something that we should expect our members of our armed forces to do. That's something that we should expect all of us as citizens to do.
Stay tuned to the Pentagon channel. We'll have more on that volunteer effort at Fort McNair Monday on Around the Services. Coming up next on Around the Services, thousands of new faces will soon be seen on bases throughout Afghanistan. We'll show you how this need is expanding growth at the 1st FOB. But first, you've got mail. A new system is helping loved ones better connect with service members at Massawa Air Base. Stick around. Staff Sergeant Brian Buckwalter is back with more.